the shout. Now, alongside them, a massive lead in the earlier rounds for Zhu Zhizhao and Sun Meng. Really dominant early on, dominant in the Czech Republic at the World Cup. But Du Bois and Segura, Yaroslavs Du Bois and Catherine Segura, the young crew from Cuba, just getting better and better, it seems, with every race, will put them under pressure, as will Ludmila ЛУЗАН, Anastasia Četveríková, the silver medalist, just ahead of you and Katie Vincent-Laurence at the Tokyo Olympics, the world champions, fourth in the Czech Republic. It's been a difficult and disrupted season for them, but let's hope they've got the bit between the teeth in this race. Ghiada Bragато and Blanka Nagy, the young Hungarian crew, did so well in the Hungarian selection to make the team. Now there's Katie Vincent and Sloane McKenzie in picture, looking good. Lawrence next to them, Sylwia Szyszewska and Julia Walczak from Poland. Just might give us a moment to say, how do we think the Canadian crew is going to get on?
I have no idea. I've seen them race for the first time, well, from what I can remember, yesterday, and I was just very impressed by the way they were paddling together. So I'm excited to see. You know, we've said it, anyone's game right now, so I cannot pronounce myself right as of now.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. You know, just who manages to execute their race plan best to respond. I mean, no doubt, the Chinese who are in picture now, we haven't seen a lot of dominant performances across the board in this World Championships, but we have from them. And this is a really exciting crew, the young Cubans as well. You know, when I watch them, I don't see the silky smooth technique that you and Katie Vincent have, but I do see a lot of potential.
Indeed, they've been very impressive this year during World Cups and everything. Yeah,
they have indeed, as of course have the Ukrainians, both paddling on the same side. The Ukrainians, both right-handers, paddling on the same side, must make it a little bit difficult perhaps for steering on that one, but it seems to work for them.
Yes, so I've done that for a few years, and it is possible. It is very, very possible, as long as you're synchronized very well and the person in the back is steering the best they can.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've got the lineup. We have Moldova, Germany, France, China, Cuba, Ukraine, Hungary, Canada and Poland in the final of the C2 Women 500 meters. So the start underway, and unsurprisingly, there's the Cubans with that choppy, powerful stroke. These long-levered Cubans who get away very well from the start. They're in the centre of your picture. Right next to them, just 4 from the top of your picture, is the Chinese, really latching onto those strokes already. They're going well. So we've got Cuba, we've got China, and we've got, just stalking them at the minute, the Ukrainians. So it's these early days at the moment, just maybe the Canadians keeping their powder dry. They're very, very smooth, you know, they'll hope to come perhaps with a late charge to this race. Great drone shots, we can see there, picture of the Cubans, but the Chinese, as they've shown in the earlier rounds, really beginning to dominate this one.
The Chinese are usually super strong throughout the race, so there's no catching them up unless they get really tired. So right as of now, they're in the lead, and they probably are to stay there.
Yeah, and it must have given them so much confidence to really dominate the rest of the field. They were 3 or 4 seconds ahead of everyone else in the earlier rounds. Good to see Hungarians, a young Hungarian crew, really putting in a burn there and looking well, looking good together. So this will be an interesting one. So it's a fairly recent Hungarian crew that did win the Hungarian trials, did very well there. They're looking to put the Chinese under pressure. So maybe the Chinese are getting tired. Who knows? We've got, what, 20 seconds left perhaps from now. Still a good margin though. As we pan out, we can see the Hungarians, they may be coming, but they've still got a lot to do. It's the Cubans right next to the Chinese that have really struggled. Ukraine is beginning to pick it up. As the camera pans out, we should see, there it is, the white bow of the Ukrainians being stalked stroke for stroke by the Hungarians. They're not going to take the win away from the Chinese paddlers. They do look tired. They look as if they're languishing a little bit now, but they've done enough early on. It's going to be China who take the gold. They were very much the favourites. The Ukrainians using every ounce of their experience to get the silver. Hungarians bronze, and the Polish Canadians not far away from the medals, whereas the Cubans really did struggle over the last 100 metres.
The Chinese can be very, very satisfied with their work, because even last year at the Olympics, they were such a strong crew. They're really putting the bar super high up for the international community there in women's canoe.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? It's up for the rest of them to come and get them. But certainly the Hungarians were coming, weren't they? That was really, you spotted that, didn't you? Right away, just before the halfway point. Hungarians really picked it up. They can see the Ukrainians, and you talk about synchronicity and harmony and perfect timing. Chetverikova there, absolutely spot on in the back of that boat.
And I'm so amazed to see how the Ukrainians have been doing here at this World Championships, because I remember World Cups was not always easy. They had just the start of the war and everything, and so to see that they are doing so great, like this crew is the crew that got a silver medal last year at the Olympics, and to see that again they came in second right behind the Chinese is to prove how much they've worked for it and how they can be proud of this.
Yeah, you know, in many ways, maybe that's their gold medal in a sense, you know. Certainly Ludmila ЛУЗАН looked very emotional in some of the World Cups. It's been a difficult journey for them, hasn't it? Anastasia Chetverikova, well, she's set to marry her fiance later on this season, so something to really look forward to. And we'll see him racing actually a little bit later. Yeah, really good for the Hungarians to get in.